Hello, people. What is going on? Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I thought I'd try out some new intro music. Do you know what I mean? Got to try and make this channel better every single day. But West Ham United at the minute isn't better. We're in a bit of a fucking mess at the minute. I'm not going to lie. I'm here to talk about a load of stuff. Anyone who's got any comments, chuck them in the chat, etc. You know the drill here. And yeah, listen, I still haven't really gotten over the defeat at the weekend. I thought the defeat at the weekend was shite, mate. I'm not even going to lie to you. I couldn't believe really how we sort of performed, and I still haven't really gotten over it to a point. But I wake up today, and the man at the top, that little bastard, yeah, Mr. David Sullivan, just comes out with the biggest load of pony I've ever heard in my fucking life. I see something earlier on, and I went on Twitter. And listen, you take Twitter how you take it. It's full of wankers on Twitter, but you just got to deal with it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I see this, which I'm going to show you, which is that. Shout out to that man who put it up there. Yeah, he's now looking at season ticket renewals. Yeah, apparently we haven't got the money, supposedly, and West Ham are exploring a early renewal of season tickets for next season to help with potential cash flow challenges. Cash flow challenges, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. 17th richest club in the world, and we've got cash flow problems, right? Cash flow challenges this summer. A season ticket rise between 2% and 5% is almost inedible, considering the financial challenges facing the club. We've got financial challenges, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but we've got an owner who is 14, was it? We've got owners who are worth 14 billion, but we've got financial restraint. This club, yeah, under this owner, is really starting to get on my fucking tits. I'm going to be straight. And I'm starting to see the same thing over and over again with the rest of the fan base. Yeah, a lot of the fan base are starting to get angry with this now. And not only am I seeing it with West Ham, I'm seeing it with Spurs, I'm seeing it with Manchester United, I'm seeing it with a lot of other clubs, Leicester, I'm seeing it with a load of other clubs saying the same thing, going down the same road, same sort of where they want the owners out because the owners are not understanding what it means to be a supporter of West Ham United Football Club. I don't know what more I can say in regard to Sullivan because I say quite a lot about him. Yeah, I'm probably, me and maybe another YouTube channel are the only ones who really sort of give that sort of Sullivan sort of march. At present, I do not understand for the fucking life of me why we've got financial problems. Basically, we are in a rented accommodation that costs us £5 million a year. Like, what is there to sort of, like, who's taking the piss out of us here? Do you know what I mean? Listen, I still see people saying about the ex-manager. I still see people saying about this other stuff. At the end of the day, you can go and get anyone you like at West Ham. Anyone you fucking like. The best of the best. Do you know what I mean? But it ain't going to change until Sullivan decides he's had enough, mate. And that's the major problem at our club is that, man. Asking for money right now and asking for season ticket renewals when we don't even know what league we're going to be in is really taking the piss out of every fan going, every supporter going. Do you know what I'm saying? I will get to your comments shortly. As I say, I look at this and I'll put it up again so people who've just come in here late. That is the news today. And that is fucking disgusting. Do you know what I mean? Don't whether you like me or not, whether you think I'm the biggest cunt going, right? That is for everyone. And I knew this 9 years ago. I knew this when someone told me, James is going to turn it into a franchise. You watch what he's going to do. And I could not accept that. And having Lucas on this channel, which I say over and over again, he tells me exactly how it works in America. And they're bringing the American side of things to the Premier League. It's happening at every club. And it's happening to our club and all. Do you know what I mean? I see Spurs protesting the other day about Levy, and I fucking hate Spurs, yeah, but I make him right on that one with him. I'm seeing it with Leicester. It's going to come a time where he He's gonna he's gonna be firmly in the fire, and I just feel that you can't carry on. This can't carry on. This is not sustainable for the working man. And I had this discussion last night on Early Doors Football TV. Anyone who goes over there, go and subscribe to that man's channel, Tone's channel. He's a good geezer. If someone could put the link in the chat, it'd be handy. And I said it that in 10 years' time, mark my words on this, there'd be grounds full of football fans and not supporters. People will be going to the game to watch a game of football rather than supporting the club. And people say, oh, well, if you're paying money and buying merchandise, you're supporting the club. You're not. You're not, because you might go there once. Doesn't make you a supporter. You know what I'm saying? It just makes you a person that is gone there for a game of football. And that is my biggest concern to West Ham, is that we're going to have a ground full of football fans and not supporters. I do not understand why he's going after the ticket money. But am I surprised with Sullivan deep down? I'm not. I've been saying this for years and years and years. And I feel like he's gone full circle now. And he's taking the piss out the fans again, mate. He really is. Right, let's get to your comments. Sullivan is the worst. Listen, I don't like to say I told you so, mate, but I was saying this for a fucking long time about him. And the problem is, I remember doing a video about 2-3 years ago, and me and Sean went at it on West Ham Network, and I'll never forget what I said to him, mate. Sullivan wouldn't even pay 40 grand for a fucking plane, right? And I remember when West Ham had to play Everton in a League Cup game, and Sullivan refused to pay 40 grand for a plane to take the boys up there. Yeah. For me, there's a lot of issues there, and it all starts at the top. Doesn't matter what manager you got, doesn't matter what players you got, right? It starts at the top, and it filters all the way down the surface. And it does, mate. It really does. Afternoon, James. The Russian dwarf wants your cash early, but no discount, type bastard. Yeah, but you know what? I always say it, yeah, and I see it quite a lot. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I've had enough, I've had enough. The problem is their hearts are ruling their heads. Their hearts are saying, I don't want to walk away, but their head's saying, well, am I going to be able to afford this? Do you know what I mean? You're basically making it that it's unaffordable to watch. And listen, right, I see Liverpool. Right, Liverpool are Champions League, competing for the Premier League, and they freeze their ticket prices. Do you know what I mean? We don't. We just go, you know what? Fuck it. Do you know what I'm saying? We'll take more of the piss at the fans. He's taking the piss at the fans. I agree with you on that, mate. Early renewals, incentive, no discount. We have a financial challenge. What the fuck is going on? I agree. But it all goes back to him again. Yeah, I mean, taking the piss. That is to see how the land lies for next year. 100%. I'm telling you, right? He done it last year. He does it every year. Oh, I won't say nothing about the season ticket renewals. We don't even know what fucking league we're going to be in yet. Like, we don't even know what league we're going to be in. No disrespect. I'm 10 points clear. And I'm not going to go like thinking that we're going to get relegated or nothing. But you've got to be realistic, right? Anyone who's of my age, I see West Ham go down on 43 points. Do you know what I'm saying? Or 42 points. It ain't over yet. We need to make sure we stay in the fucking league first. That'd be a start. Protest and boycott. Don't fund these sharks. A swerve at all cost. I've been saying it for ages, mate. Been saying it for ages. And I see people having a go at Potter, saying, oh, they're losing faith with Potter to a point. Well, what can he do? The man's restricted as it is. He's working with shit. He's dealing with shit. He's got an owner with shit. Let's have it right. This owner didn't even want to sack Lopetegui at the start of January. Right? Let's be realistic right now. At the start of January, we lose 4-1 to Manchester City, and it takes a photo to get leaked out for him to save face and go, right, I've got to sack him now, because if I don't, it makes me look like a mug. It tells you all you need to know, mate. It tells you all you need to know. It really does. He wants us to be the new suckers for his cash can. Yeah, well, I don't know about that one, mate. So did I. I want nothing to do with this man, that man's club. I agree with you, mate. I remember, I'll never forget it, yeah. I say it quite a lot. I walked out of Upton Park and someone said, that's it now, West Ham's dead now. And I said, well, what do you mean? He went, well, basically now he's going to get over there. He's going to like turn it into a franchise. And I always say this: if COVID didn't hit at the time it did, this would have happened a lot sooner. It took a bit longer to go down the road a bit because of COVID. COVID hit, and he couldn't. How can you increase the prices if there's no one going through the gate? Do you know what I'm saying? It's always been the same with him, mate. Always been, and that's why ever since I started YouTube, I've always said I'll be true and real to myself. Yeah, in regards of how I feel, I've got no reason to lie. Yeah, in regards of him, this is going to consistently happen every year. He's going to up the prices. Like, let's have it right. West Ham are not in no European competition. We're a shower of shit at the minute. We don't even know what league we're going to be in at the minute. And the man wants to increase the ticket prices. Like, for what? Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in the new up tempo funky music, James. Well, as long as it don't get demonetized, mate, I'll be fine. But if it does, then that's out the question. I will say that. We've still got rice money coming for another 2 years. So how do we have a cash flow problems? David Sullivan, brother. David Sullivan. What we got here? Let's have a look. One adult and 2 kids, 300 quid for a day. Now that's not for a family. That is taking the piss, mate. 300 quid for a day out. That's a lot of dough. Now, if you do that twice a month, that's £600 a month. Let's have it right. Who's got 600 quid at their disposal right now to go and spend realistically on football in a month? And that's that's without travel, because some of these people travel like from like south, west, up north. Even I remember going down meeting Lucas, and there was a geezer from Norway who travelled over from Norway every game. Travelled in to, I think it was Heathrow or Gatwick or somewhere, and he was going to every game. And he's travelling from another fucking country. Do you know what I'm saying? I think we lost our club, to be honest. I don't like to say it, mate. I don't. And it doesn't matter what manager that you do or anything. It's just, it ain't going to fucking change, is it? Do you know what I'm saying? To egos. James, nice show. Sullivan is only in it for himself. Cowboys and Indians, the football show. First off, go and subscribe to that man's channel. I like to promote other channels, right? That's first thing. Second of all, if you want to come on. It'd be good to hear from you, mate. I see some of the stuff you're doing with a couple of your boys. Come on, have your say, mate. You're more than welcome to come on. And yeah, go and subscribe to that man's channel. Goes a long way. The morning after the Conference League win, we had on TalkSport flogging Declan Rice, 100%. Never forget that day. I was livid, mate. I was absolutely livid. And that tells you all you really need to know about our fucking owner, right? Is when we've just won our first trophy in 43 years. People are dancing in the streets of Prague and enjoying life and loving life to a point. Absolute loving life. And then you've got that geezer on there trying to flog Declan Rice. Tells you all you need to know about how much he cares about this club. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not only happening at West Ham, sadly. It's a Premier League issue. The commercialisation of our game is disgusting. The Bundesliga, with the 51% rule, is a role model for English football. I completely agree on that, mate. I completely and utterly agree on that with you. I really do. Like, I just feel that, and I say it quite a lot, that I do fear for the next 10 years. I fear for the next generation. Because my generation will consistently go, but the generation behind me, will they really be up for it to go consistently? I don't think they would, mate. I don't think they would. It's like, they can't, if you can't make it affordable, then how are you going to be able to afford to go? Do you know what I'm saying? Will Sully back Potter in the summer? I'm going to be straight, man, there. I think not. I think he's going to do his best to try not to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I hope so. I don't want to be negative. I hope so. Making the fans pay for his mistakes. Paying off Lopetegui. That is comment of the night. Richard B, I'll shout you out, son. I will shout you out. That is comment of the night right there. That is the reason why there's a cash flow problem, because he's got to pay him off. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get to that. Potter has been left with crap. I agree. Moyes, Lopetegui left behind. Judge him next season when he's got some of his own players. Completely agree on that, mate. Are West Ham fans sick of paying for his mismanagement of the club? I think what it is with a lot of West Ham fans, right? I ain't going to speak for West Ham fans, but I think the stadium is a problem. People are not enjoying going to the home ground. That's a problem in itself straight away when you can't get to grips with going to the home ground. I feel like the identity of West Ham is slowly like fading away, but you've also got to help yourselves when people go in there trying to make an atmosphere. But it's very, very hard for, let's just find this quickly. It's very, very hard to make an atmosphere if you've got a geezer next to you who does not feel the passion of West Ham United. You can't do it. It simply can't be done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I could go and it's like me going and sitting at Ipswich Town and trying to be a passion merchant at Ipswich Town. It ain't going to work because I don't feel it in there. Right? I'm a West Ham United fan. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's, I don't like to say it, but it's going to be like NFL, where they go and like they make it like an event rather than tribalism to a point. I see Spuds are protesting about leave outside before the game, and I sit inside the stadium after the game. Completely agree. Don't agree with them as a club, but I understand why they're doing it. Potter's not to blame. It's the players. I don't leave it on the field. You can't be bothered. I watched Wolves yesterday. They left it on the field in week, and so do Ipswich Town. Listen, I said it the other day. People come at me and said, "Oh well, we got it wrong in the first half." Well, if you're telling me that 11 on Saturday couldn't do a job in the first fucking half against Brentford, then we've got more problems than anything. The only luck that we have currently right now at West Ham, and this is like literally a blessing in disguise, is that there's 3 shitter teams than us. And if West Ham was to drop into that relegation zone, I don't think we've got the personnel getting out there, mate. Jared Bowen can't do it on his own. Mo's not there anymore. And, you know, the rest of them are just, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, chill, James. 13 home games, 7 defeats. Enjoyed maybe 2 games that we've had played half decent. Now want money early for next season, for fuck's sake. I agree with you, Ian. I agree. You've got to give the fans something back, the supporters something back. And people, the reason why people won't lose their rag with West Ham, and they won't, is because it's heart over head. That's what it is, right? They're pulling on your heartstrings every single time it comes to West Ham United, right? And for me, that's where it's not right. It's just simply not right there. You can't keep taking the piss out the fans all the time. But then saying that if you don't need the fans, then, you know, like, he can fill it with tourists. Do you know what I mean? Good luck filling the bowl with tourists in the Championship. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't care how Sullivan leaves. Just want him gone. Yeah, honestly, mate, I see that earlier on when I woke up, and I've been busy today. And when I saw it, I thought, how much more of a piss take you got to be? How much more you got to take the piss out the fans? Do you know what I mean? So, you know, the Soldiers Bowl will not last tendency or fall down before then. Fans are too far from the pitch, and dividing fan base is a shithole. Right, wait there 1 second. Right, I've got to find this from earlier on today. Oh, right, it's one of the boys will have it on here. Right, someone took a picture of them at the LS, right, at the back, and I've got to be honest. I was like, fuck you, no, that's a bit strong. Right, that's a bit. I don't know, fucking thing. I thought that's a bit of a long way. A long way away. So there we go. It's here. Right. Now, I don't know who this geezer is, but that is the distance away. Right. How the fuck can you watch a game from that distance? Right. That's as far back as you're going. That is the reason why people are getting the ump. That's basically it. I'm not being funny. If I was paying 60 quid or 70 quid for that, I think to myself, what do I get a pair of fucking binoculars for free or something, or what? Like, that is that's a joke. Like, I put it up there again so people can see it, but that's the distance of the geezer who took the photo and said, "This is what I've got to put up with." Now, obviously, if you're on ground level to a point, it ain't too bad to a point, but you know, I agree with Rich there. Binoculars required. Do you know what I mean? It's not great, but a photo always makes it seem worse than in person. Yeah, I know, but Stuart, I think that's a fucking like that is a bit strong. Like, I had to properly zoom in on that. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see. We've got He told Declan Rice on the pitch he can go. Oh, fucking hell. Only in it for the money. The current talk of having no money, it means likes of Kudus and Tadibo will be gone. It's a joke, mate. Isn't it? Let's be honest. It can't be any further away than the Newcastle way end. You can't be seeing anything from up there. Yeah, but I suppose with the Newcastle thing, Glenn, you're doing it once a season. Yeah, you're going there once. When you're going there every other week to the home end, you've got to look at that. And I do look at that and I think that's fucking a bit extortionate, isn't it, really, when you're that far back? And I guarantee you that seat's worth what, 50 quid? Maybe 45 quid at a push. Like, yeah, it's not looking good. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good. But as I say, I just feel I do feel for people in regard to this. See, look, I've got a comment here from someone, right? And they've just said, right, people need to stop buying merch from the club shop. See, I make that point, and well, that's a valid point. Yeah, that's where Newcastle put the away fans smart. Yeah, but it's just, Newcastle do it because it gives them an advantage. Yeah, we ain't got an advantage, really. Oh my bad, I thought that was an away fan. No, that's a home fan, mate. As a home fan. Sullivan has so many puppets spreading his propaganda. Yeah, but what I can't understand, Maltese Hammer, yeah, is why. Why are these people accepting it unless, and this is a big thing I'm going to say, unless they're on the payroll? Yeah, unless they're getting paid for it. Do you know what I mean? I don't get paid for this, right? What I do. I don't think many other channels who've got the same opinion as me when it comes to Sullivan get paid for it, right? We say it because we feel it in there. Yeah. For me, if you're going after season ticket renewals and it's not even fucking March yet, it's the middle of February, that tells me all you need to know. Just tells me all you need to know about what next season brings. Now, my biggest fear next season is that we go out in the summer, we spend whatever. Yeah. Just say we spend 80 million plus sales, right? So, is what it is. And then we have a struggling season next year. Right? Are we slowly going to be dropping every season? Yeah. It can't get any fucking worse than this season, surely not. Do you know what I'm saying? Tone, hope you're well, mate. If you want to come on, by all means, come on and discuss David Sullivan's master plan. Do you know what I mean? Of asking for season ticket renewals at the in February. That's a new one. We'll say that. The club is rotten to the core. I feel for the fans, mate. I feel for the fans. I'll tell you what it is, yeah. And I'll be honest. Back in 2016, when that move was being sort of articulated, right? People were sold the dream, basically. They were sold we moved there, we're going to be glamorous, we're going to be basically big and this and that, right? Now, I can understand that from a aspect of, you want to believe that your club's going to be the best it can be. I'm down for that, but it's this man I don't trust. Right, it's Sullivan. I've never trusted the geezer ever. Do you know what I mean? And not even so much as getting rid of Moyes. Yeah, I see a video today. Shout out to Nick. Fair enough, Nick. You keep doing your videos, son, on Moyes. But shout out to Nick on the video on David Moyes today. Yeah. Getting rid of Moyes, that's all well and good, but we always knew that Sullivan was going to pick the fucking manager. Yeah, because he has full control of this. Yeah, the only way that we can get him out is if we literally force him out the door. That's the only way you're going to get the geezer out at the end of the day, because it ain't going to go any other way, in my opinion. It really ain't. Like, you've got a geezer who's in control there, who controls the surroundings. Yeah, he's now asking for season ticket renewals. Now, right, are people going to look at that and go, all right, we'll get in early? Or is it the case of that he doesn't need the locals anymore and he can get rid of the season ticket renewals to anyone? Anyone's money's good, other than a geezer. Like, you've got a geezer from Plasto or you've got a geezer from fucking the Philippines. It don't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? Still at work, James. Otherwise, I'll have on. No worries, mate. No worries at all. Also, the problem with Sully is even when he fronts the money, we've got so much wrong. Yeah, I don't think he has fronted the money though, mate. I see people saying, well, he spent money. I hate that line. Seriously hate that line. It drives me mental. Because it's like people say, well, he's done a good thing by spending money. Well, in a 5 million a year stadium, a training ground that's like a fucking non-league training ground, like Forge United used to play there many, many years ago, and that's their training ground. I expect this geezer to be the 17th richest owner in world football to go out and fucking spend some fucking money. I really do. Like, I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? Sullivan's only owns 38% of the club. Why don't the others owners pipe up? Good question. From Muttley. Love that name, son. Well, listen, Kadinsky's a problem, right? Because Kadinsky's only in it for the money. He's an investor. Let's be real. That's what he is. He's an investor. He's invested in West Ham to make a profit. So when I look at Kadinsky, can I really have a dig at him? Because he ain't going to have no control because all he is an investor. Brady and all the rest of them. The problem is you have to take the king out at the top, and Sullivan's the king. He's the king of the game at the end of the day, and you've got to dethrone the king to reclaim the castle. And the West Ham castle isn't there. Do you know what I'm saying? At present, he shares the money for all our own money poured into the club. It's not his. Shout out to Frankie, wherever you are. Frank, if you want to come on, son, you're more than welcome to come on, mate. Listen, I get it. I get the frustrations and I get the anger of it. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why I just don't know. I don't know how long this is going to last before people start really, really going into one. I mean, at the ground, yeah. I think people are fed up with this season as a whole to a point. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this season's been a fucking disaster. It's been one of the worst seasons that I can remember, where I'm sitting there on February the 17th and no one can be bothered at all about the fucking club. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they took the castle away from the club badge too. I used to love that castle, mate. Do you know what I mean? I remember, I'll never forget going to Upton Park and you see like the ingrain of the castle as you're walking out of Upton Park Station, walking down Green Street. Trust me, those were the days, mate. Honestly, if you was to ask 10,000 West Ham fans what they would really want to change at the club, I would say the ground would be one of the major things and the owner would be the other one. Yeah. Anyone who backs the owner, right, you got to ask yourself, why are they backing? Right, what does he do? Do you know what I'm saying? What does he do? Like, even this month, right? Tell a lie, I'll go back. Even last month, right? In the January window, he couldn't even sack fucking Lopetegui properly. And that's our owner. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and that was a sort of joke to a point. And now he's going after the season ticket money, right? And I know what's going to come next. He's going to go, right, we're going to have to sell to buy. That's what it's going to be. All right, we ain't got the money, so we're going to have to sell all our big hitters. Like I think someone said earlier on, to Debo, Kudus, all these players will have to go. Problem is, our only decent player of any value right now is Bowen. There's no one else, really, if I'm being honest. He needs knocking down. We need a football stadium, not a sports stadium. Great comment. Another comment of the day. Ground ownership change, and I'll be so happy. We need a Qatari owner, at least. They have the class when it comes to running a ship. I don't care who takes over, as long as they ingrain it to a point of giving it back to the fans. Do you know what I mean? Looking after the fans will be a fucking start. Like, actually going to the fans, right, old age pensioners should get fucking half price. Do you know what I mean? If a man, how can a man or a woman, right, of 65, 70 years old, who's been pumping money into his club for years, probably lived in the East End and moved out to Essex, Kent, wherever, right? And then now, right, they're turning around and they're saying, right, we're going to take the piss out of you now. That's unacceptable, mate. It really ain't. The fibre around the club wasn't great before this season. Ticket chatter makes it feel even worse. The problem is, Gio, shout out to Gio, is the fan base needs to come together. And the only way that you defeat a king is if the army sticks together and takes the king out of the game. and that's what it is at the end of the day. I don't think enough people say it on any fan channel. I'm going to be straight. I don't think no one says it enough. It should be mentioned on every fan channel, on every fucking media outlet going about this owner. You can't keep taking the piss out of the locals, because eventually the locals are going to turn around and start firing back, and they're going to start firing back hard. And for me, that is where the problem is. Do you know what I mean? I cannot set foot in a gaff, yeah, where I know that he mugged off all the locals to get there. I'll be a fucking hypocrite. Do you know what I mean? And I love West Ham, like you, like every other person. Love this club to death. Absolutely love it. And it breaks my heart when we lose every game, and like when we win, like I'm buzzing. Yeah. But you've got to look at this in reality and go, right, that's 2%, between 2 and 5% right now. What's it going to be like in 5 years' time? Like, what's it going to be like? It's going to become worse, because every year inflation's going to go up, the price is going to go up, and then you're going to start losing the hardcore fan base. You're going to start losing the hardcore fan base, and then you're going to get people who come over to this country, yeah, and go, right, where can I go and watch a game of football? Right? Oh, London Stadium, City Airport, done. They ain't gonna fill it. They ain't gonna feel that. They will go there, watch West Ham lose, and go, oh well, it was a good game of football. And that's the problem, mate. That is the problem. But it needs to be West Ham United, and everyone comes together. I fucking hate Spurs, right? I do, right? And I've got a lot of mates, and when we lose against them, I hate them with a passion. But I make them right in what they're doing in regards to protesting vocally. What are we doing? We're just sitting. We're sitting here allowing the fucking castle to be overrun. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I'm not like saying about anything sort of malicious towards Sullivan, right? Do I like Sullivan? No, but I don't want him here no more. And I've said this for a long, long time. The geezer, yeah. Sometimes you outweigh your stay at a club, and there's nothing more Sullivan can do for this club anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe he needs to hand it over to someone who can do something for this club. Like, let's have it right. I'll get back to your comments, right? You've got a training ground that isn't fit for purpose. It's a piece of shit. I know Forge United. I live literally 5 minutes from that gaff. Yeah, in Dagenham, right? That's in Rush Green. It's an old fucking non-league football ground, which has been converted, right? And it's not all that, right? This is West Ham United, by the way, right? 17th richest owners, right, etc. And we're in a fucking non-league sort of training facility. The ground is 5 million a year. We don't even own that. Like, it just feels wrong. It feels wrong on a lot of purposes. And the problem is people will start walking away from West Ham. I'm seeing it right now, right? I'm seeing it on social media. I'm seeing it with people's sort of frustrations of queuing up. I even see a video the other week of the stop and go signs. And shout out to Frankie. Frankie's in here, because I remember me and Frankie going backwards and forwards about 18 months ago. And he used to say to me, James, you don't understand what it's like over there because you ain't been there. And when I saw that, I thought of him. I thought, fucking fair play, mate. You've got a point. It's okay sitting from the fucking from the chair, but you have to be there to witness it. So my apologies, Frankie, for that, mate. But it just needs to come together. It simply needs to come together, because if it don't, we ain't gonna have a fucking West Ham Football Club left by the time it's finished. I know that. Right, let's get to a few of your comments, mate. Frankie says we want the keys to the castle back. I can fucking completely agree, mate. Sullivan won't put his hand in his pocket to buy out the stadium because he knows a good deal when he sees it. I completely agree on that one. Another good comment. Shout out to you, mate. Shout out to Gio. Oh, go and subscribe to that, Mash. You know what? I'll promote you, Gio, you little bastard. Don't worry about that, son. Shout out to that man's channel, yeah. If you don't think I've spoken enough about concessions, then you need to tune in more, in my opinion. Hammers United are doing good work. I know you ain't, mate. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I may wind you up, Gio. I thought you Scots used to have a laugh, son. Do you know what I'm saying? But there you go. Listen, I think everyone needs to start talking about it quite a lot, because in the end, it's going to affect everyone. People, when we moved from Upton Park, people went, oh, yeah, look how hard it is to get there. Yeah, because it didn't bother them. Yeah, it will start bothering them now, because it's going to affect everyone now. It ain't going to affect just the locals from like Green Street, Barking, East Ham, West Ham, fucking Plaster, and all that to affect everyone. So yeah, people like Sullivan just see fans as mugs. I think they just see fans as customers, mate. That's what it is. He looks at every person who walks through them gates as a person of custom. Yeah, and they're not a supporter; they're just a seat that's filled. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't matter if you've been there 10 years, a year, or it's your first game. He don't care. And that's the problem. What we got here? Let's go down the bottom here. What's the point of the searches at the ground? Doesn't happen anywhere else, and the searches are rubbish. I know, mate. I know. What we got there? It's not going unnoticed. Amazon United have been protesting, and you can sign up on the website. At the end, you have to hurt these people in the pocket. The only way you're going to hurt Sullivan, mate, and I'll say it quite openly, is you have to do a mass walkout on a live game. Yeah, you have to get banners into the ground. Yeah, and the problem is people are scared to lose their season ticket because of it. I understand it. Yeah, I speak to people who go to the ground. They say, Jay, we can't get fuck all in there, mate, because obviously we get searched, and then the time we do get in there, anyone pulls a banner out in regards to Sullivan, they lose their season ticket. So their heart is ruling their head, basically straight away. The only way you're going to is get to Sullivan is media. That's the only way you're going to get to him, because when he has bad publicity, that man can't stand it. Yeah. Look what happened. I'm going to say this. Look what happened with Lopetegui in January. He was never planning on sacking Lopetegui. Never. Right. And I had money on it. Right. After that 4-1 win, did we see really Lopetegui leaving that on that Monday morning or Wednesday, Thursday afternoon? No chance. Absolutely fucking no chance. Yeah. Unless that photo gets leaked out. The moment that photo gets leaked out, it makes Sullivan look like a right fucking prat. And he has to do something then because he's got no choice. Yeah. And it makes everything look bad. Who leaked the photo? There you go. Like, you just got to think outside the box. Honestly, man, 100%. James, you might have, James, you might have blocked Gio. I ain't blocked Gio, mate. Gio's still here. He's still part of the E20 massive. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to Gio. Premier League pyramid is built on the back of working class. It's only so long that the fans either can't afford it or they will just walk away in disgust. I think it's a bit of both, mate, if you want to be truthfully honest on it. I really do. I think it's a bit of both. I think people, if you've got a family, if you're a young man who's, say, he's like mid-20s, he's got a bird, he goes, he's trying to get a mortgage for a flat or an house, he has a kid, how the fuck is he going to afford 300 or 200 pounds a time to go to West Ham? Ain't going to be able to afford it, mate. And it starts, as I always said, right? It starts at the top and it goes down the pyramid. It's a trickle down too, James. Locals that stop going to the games mean the kids are going to stop going to games. Sooner or later, in 30 years, we might just be a tourist club. I think it's sooner than that, CJ, for me to be truthful. I say 10 years. I reckon in 10 years' time, if someone would have said to you 9 years ago that this would be the state of it now, yeah, that the ground hasn't really changed, the training ground hasn't changed. Fair enough, we've won something on the pitch, right? And he has invested into the side, but I expect him to invest into the side because that's what you are as an owner. You have to invest. Then I'll be straight, right? What's it going to be like in another 9 years' time? Because this is the beginning. This is the start, right? If he's going after people seeing tickets now, basically any other time there's a major fuck up, he's going to take it out on the fans. That's just not right. I even see something the other day, funny enough, talking about the fans. There was someone selling a ticket, I think, on the exchange, is it? And basically, West Ham United offered him £4 for his ticket for Brentford on the exchanges. I might have got that wrong, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, fucking joke. Only one thing we do own and can develop is the training ground, and it's embarrassing. I only have to look at clubs like Bournemouth and Brighton, who are consistently developing their training grounds. I completely agree, mate. So I'll tell you what, mate. Anyone who goes to Rush Green and used to sit from the outside, it looks tidy enough from the outside, but it's a fucking dive, mate. If I'm being truthfully honest, I agree in part on the stadium, but No one moaned about the stadium when it was the European nights, because what it is, people had hope, mate. Yeah, because people were paying for what they deserved at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, right, you've got to give back to the fans. You've got, like, you can't keep take and not giving something back. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with Sullivan. He fucking knows that the fans are West Ham fans are the worst for this, because they are so passionate about their club. They don't want to let the club go. They find it hard to let the club go. And that's where Sullivan's got us by the bollocks, really, if I'm being truly honest. Sullivan has the media in his back pocket, the big hitters for sure. That's why you got to do them in the media, mate. I know someone with maximum points for away tickets, and they are giving up their season ticket. No more away days for me. Oh, mate, West Ham great again. Fair enough. Irons, I've been here for years. Yeah, you have, mate. I must admit. Shout out to Gio. Go subscribe to his channel. To be fair, the club didn't leak the Tim Potter photo and tried to make it. It was before Christmas, and I'm on the TK, but this is a photo. It comes from someone with silks to do with the club. I don't know about that though, man. I know what you're saying, but to come out on the Monday morning, yeah, because people have had enough of Lopetegui. I don't think Sullivan was prepared to get rid of Lopetegui, mate. If someone would have said to me right now, would I have a bet? Would I have had a bet on Lopetegui leaving this season? My answer to that would have been no, unless that photo comes out. If that photo comes out, it's a different scenario, like, because he's going to have to make a change then, because his hand's forced. So I don't know. Do we ban half and half scarves? That's the biggest one. Mate, I see one the other day, Liverpool Everton. Fucking half and half scarves. Fucking, no, not for me. Imagine having a West Ham Millwall scarf. Fuck me. You sure? Once Sky offer season tickets through their boxes, people won't even go to the grounds. And as you're saying, it would be like a tourist. They would be on the seats, and any owner won't bat an eyelid. That's what it is, mate. That's what I can see coming. Do you know, like the Netflix of football, which keeps getting mentioned? Once Netflix or a big company come in and say, right, we're going to give you like a season ticket for your club, and you can watch every single game from the comfort of your own front room, then the fan base will be split, because people will be going to the ground, but they'll be paying extortionate money to be there, because it'll be like a privilege to be at the ground. Yeah, and that's where the problem is. And I'm not being funny. Like, I see young kids going to the ground, like with the claret and blue, and I see like young adults who are taking their boys for the first time, and it's a memories thing. Like, you do it for a memories moment. Like, you will remember the first time you went to West Ham, like I did when I was a kid. Right, I'll never forget the game I first went to. Alvin Martin's testimonial was my first one, and then after that I went to a few others in league games. Do you know what I mean? Seeing like Paul Kitson and Hartson and Berkovich and all that back in the day, and you remember that shit. You remember it for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Because if you feel the passion of the club, you're going to remember it. And the problem is, and what Lucas says to me, which I make him right, is they're trying to globalise sort of Premier League like the NFL. Do you know what? Going to an NFL game is like something ridiculous, like $600-700 to go and watch a game. That's taking the piss, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's where it's going wrong. Shout out to this man. Shout out to Irish Tommy. Hope you're well, mate. I feel like a complete mug for letting GSB convince me that the stadium move would be a game changer for the club. They promised so much. Do you know what, mate? I'm going to be honest. You're not the only one. Yeah, there's many people, including myself, that believe that and hopes that it'd be a good thing. It was we to know. Do you know what I'm saying? And looking back at it now, everyone felt the same way, right? You know what I mean? Oh, we're going to move on. We're going to go to another level. The issue is that when you see Sullivan for what he is, and we should have known what he was going to be like, because Birmingham fans warned us for a long time and told us exactly what he's going to be like. We should have took notice of that and said, well, hold on a minute, let's hold fire, right? And if we wasn't happy with something, we should have addressed it there and then. The moment you're walking around the LS and you can see that the ground, like the pitches are miles back, we should have all really turned around and said, as a club, as a fan base, that needs to be sorted out before we go in there. And instead of them saying, oh, it's going to be sorted out, no, you sort it out now, and then we'll go in there, sort of thing, because we still had our home. Do you know what I'm saying? The history of Upton Park will always be remembered, and obviously, all good things do come to an end. But you have to, when you do go somewhere else, it's got to be for the benefit of everyone and not just for some of us. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone emailed us with where and when that photo was taken, and with Google Photos, you can match the photo. Those who came and said before Christmas, at time with Christmas decorations. Geo's ITKs coming soon. You mean join his Patreon, people? Do you know what I mean? There for more up to date stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Geo, I'm still trying to get you on this fucking channel, son. I don't know whether you're evading me or something. Do you know what I mean? But you're more than welcome to come on here, mate. You're more than welcome. Sullivan ain't going nowhere unless he gets the right money for his share. Until then, we just have to firm it. It's going to pray for someone who's going to want to buy us. True. All lies from day one. It was, mate. But I try and be positive in that regard. Yeah. But when you see some of the stuff, and someone said to me, "Oh, look at the bowling ground. Oh no, look at the bowling pub. Sorry, right? Oh, look how that's been done up. Like, yeah, it's all right. It's sitting there, but then if you go up the roads at Queens, I walked into Queens with Lucas, right, about a year ago. It's dead in there. There's no one in there. Do you know what I mean? It's okay looking at it. It's like having a fucking mansion outside, and then there's fucking inside the gaff. Do you know what I mean? It's still people, the old school, still drinking them boozers. Yeah, before they go to a game, they'll go into like the Queens or whatever, have a pint, and then jump on the tube, and then go straight down to West Ham, and then round to Stratford. Understand that, but it's ridiculous, mate. Arsenal fans had to pay £1,400 during pre-season, James. I know, $1,400. What the hell? What happened to the retractable seating that was promised? Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Do you know what I mean? You haven't invited me, to be honest. I shall come on in March during the international break. Oh, mate, that's all right. I'll book it in March then, Gio. Do you know what I mean? Gio, they ain't got fucking arse. There's a fucking link there. You can come on anytime, son. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyone's welcome on here. Do you know what I mean? Just don't pick on me. Do you know what I mean? Because I cry. Like you, James, I haven't been to the LS for a game since the move. I get offered free tickets regularly from a family member, but I just won't go. I can't go, mate. I can't sit there and be an hypocrite because I just wouldn't feel right. And listen, people have offered me tickets before. I've been offered to go in a box before, and I just can't do it. I just can't. I can't sit there and think, you bastard, Sullivan, you took this. Like, look at this. And if you was to do a proper poll on like what people want out of that ground, a lot of them would say, fucking take the fucking ground down. Do you know what I'm saying? And turn around and basically, start again. There's just no intentions of that. There really isn't. Any truth in reports that Gonzo has given up on the page and is doing OnlyFans? Oh dear. Well, if he is, fair play to him, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone's got to make a buck or two. So there you go. Can anyone tell me what the point of solar panels or a structure that was meant to be removed 8 years ago? Yeah. Other solar panels are available if you want solar panels. Do you know what I'm saying? Let us know what you think in the chat. Any questions you want to ask? I'll go for another sort of 10 minutes and I won't bore you no more. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I just feel there's a lot of issues, mate. I think people look at players, managers, football, but I do think it starts at the very, very top. You know what I mean? And it's a shame, really. It really is. What we got? Let's have a look. See if I've got anything that I can sort of share. But for me, when it comes to West Ham, it hasn't been the same for a long time. Do you know what I mean? And when people say to me, "Oh, look at the European nights," West Ham can generate an atmosphere in there. Yeah, they can to a point, but it's just not consistent enough. Now, you got the Ironwork Alliance, is it? They're trying to do banners and things like that. They're trying their best to make stuff happen. I just think that basically the fans are too far back in order to do it, and you've got too many people who are not West Ham fans. Amount of times that I've heard that people have gone to West Ham in away shirts and they're standing there in like Tottenham full kit, Chelsea full kit, Arsenal right full kit. There's been people watching the game against the team that we're playing against, and they're sitting next to the rival fan. And if that rival fan starts shouting his mouth off, then it's all going to go off, isn't it? Like, it's simple as that. The one thing is that they won't learn until something bad happens. That's the problem. They just won't learn at the end of the day. We've got football in a whole piece of shit now. Yeah. Shout out to Jason, wherever you are, mate. Solar panels on the roof is all about. Can't be seen to be in green. Yeah. He's another problem. Fucking can't. Do you know what I'm saying? He needs to give us that fucking stadium. The only way that we'll get rid of Sullivan is a wooden box, but then his son's in control. Yeah. I think the fans let the atmosphere down. And I think, if I've got that, let's get to that. I think the fans get the atmosphere down, and we should put the prices up all the way to get there. Of course you would. Do you know what I mean? How much, Tay, would you say then? Come on then. Let's hear a ballpark figure from you, Tay. What we got here? Mark Watson, I hope you're well, mate. James, do we need a new director of football? I can't see the point when Sullivan wants control. I believe so, mate. As well. Who's going to be doing the fucking deals for us? Joe, what? I'd even let Mark try and do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, see if he can do it. Someone's got to do it because Sullivan, and that's my only fear that I've got with Potter to a point. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my only fear with Potter, that at the end of the day, you can give him, like, you've got to give him the tools to do the job. If he ain't got the tools, how's he supposed to do a fucking job? You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that comes true to a point. The atmosphere was electric when the fans are up for it. Yes, there are issues with the stadium, but atmosphere isn't created by bricks and mortar. I agree with you to a point on that, mate, but you can't, it's not sustainable, not in that ground. Now, here's a question for you, right? Because someone said it the other week, shout out to the bowling boys, yeah? Shout out to Sam, right? Sam turned around and said to me the other week, and I remember it, he said, that ground's too big for this fan base. 65,000 seat stadium is too big for West Ham United Football Club. I don't agree with that. I simply don't. I think West Ham would fill that with West Ham fans all day long if the price was right, like Bruce Forsyth. So if 65,000 is too big for West Ham, how big should the London Stadium be to make it a decent atmosphere and a sort of decent crowd to a point? There's a question for you. Let me know what you think on that. How does Sullivan claim he has no money? Piss poor broke, mate, as always. That was a new couple of weeks ago that Khan sold the stadium to one of his ultra mates for £1. Yeah, true. But that's what I'm saying, right? See, I've heard that 50,000. Yeah. Someone said to me 55. I think West Ham could fill that ground with 60,000. I really do. If the money was right. Like, if you wasn't... Well, let's have it right. They do fill the ground now, but how many of them are West Ham fans and how many of them are just day trippers or non-West Ham fans is another question altogether. I think 50,000... I don't... Because then you look at the away end. The away end's, what, 4,000? So you look at 46. I just don't think... I think West Ham could fill more than that. I really do. You're saying 55. I think West Ham could fill 60, mate. 100%. I really do. And go from there, really, if I'm being honest. All wealthy people I've ever known claim to be skint. Well, yeah, I'm saying Sullivan always claims to be skint, doesn't he? Let's be honest. Right, chuck your questions in. Anything you want to ask, fire away. And I'm here to sort of answer it. Anything you like, people. So yeah, let us know, and I'll answer your questions for you, mate, before I'm out of move. Apart from us being shite at the weekend, I will say that. If the prices were right, yeah, this can be filled. Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. 100%. 100%. If them prices were fair, you'd get a full capacity crowd every week. And you'd get people who are West Ham fans and not rival fans. But, is what it is. Is what it is, lads and ladies. Let's have a look, see what other dramas are going on. Right, we've got that. I'll tell you what I will talk about. You just reminded me. I did mention it earlier. Shout out to Nick from Claret and Booze, but this David Moyes thing that keeps appearing, right, with some of our fan base, yeah, it has to stop. Really, it really has now. Do you know what I'm saying? We've gone from two other managers, and we're still talking about David fucking Moyes, right? Honestly, some of the listen, I was losing the plot at the weekend when people were going mental, right, saying, "Oh, well, I can't wait till the 15th to when Moyes beats West Ham." This is our own fan base, and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, "Are you having a fucking wind up or what?" Listen, David Moyes was an employee at West Ham who done a job and then won us a trophy. That's it. It's over. Done. Finished. Yeah. We've got to stop keep talking about David fucking Moyes. We've got to stop. Like, this thing with David Moyes is like an ex-bird that you just can't get rid of. And like, we've got a new bird now in Graham Potter. We've got an ex-bird in David Moyes. And the ex-bird keeps appearing every 5 seconds. And the new bird is like not happy about it. Like, this is about West Ham, and at the end of the day, this David Moyes thing has got to stop, mate. It has to stop. Like, mentally, it has to stop. Anyone who brings up Moyes, either on social media or anything, yeah, you just got to let it fucking go. Do you know? And this is coming from me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I backed up Moyes for a while, and at the end, it was over. You can't keep sitting there going about a manager that don't even belong to us. I am actually dreading the 15th of March. Absolutely dreading it. Yeah, when we play Everton. Because if we win the game, I'm going to be over the moon. Yeah. If we lose the game, I'm probably going to come off all social media platforms because it is going to get to a stage where it's going to be unbearable. These are people that support the club. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking ridiculous. So, shout out to Bill. Hope you're well, mate, wherever you are. Some West Ham fans are deluded regarding Moyes. Bloke, it's an absolute bore fest, which is better. Listen, he's gone. He's like the ex-bird you just can't get rid of. Honestly, I've never known nothing like it in all my life, right? It's like having an ex-bird who you just can't let go at all. James, mate, I love the bowling ground, but at times the Icelandics took over. They were looking to move, but they wanted to build a complete new ground. Until the bank crashed, we could have filled 70,000. Bloody hell. Blimey. We are massive. Let's see how the Everton fans view the football next season. I don't listen. At the end of the day, it's my attitude with the Moyes thing is I couldn't care less what's happening up at Everton. I'm not sitting there on the blower and going, "Fuck me, what's going on with Everton?" Like, I couldn't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, he was an employee. It's like an ex-player. It's like people still having this love affair with an ex-player of ours. Do you know what I'm saying? I just think it's getting stupid now. Like, anyone who's like, it's 2025. We've had 2 managers since then, right? I know what is it? It's 8 months since he left. It feels like it's like fucking 2 or 3 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's only 8 months. He only left last summer, and we had Lopetegui and Potter. I just don't get it, mate. I really don't. Random question: why has no one been sent off against us this season? Refs, atmosphere at the bowl, way we play. Good question, mate. I think it's the way we play. We're too easy to play against. Even though the referee at the weekend got that penalty completely wrong, absolutely wrong. And there was people on social media telling me it was never a penalty, James. You lying bastards! It's 100% a penalty. Proper hammer. Because when he's a hammer, he's a proper hammer. Even from me, the Moyes talk is so boring. It was boring for the last 2 seasons. He was even still with the club. We do just fine with Potter after 1 decent window, I'm sure. I don't think anyone should be having a go at Potter right now. Yeah, I know people say, "Oh, well, you know what, he's in here." Right? Some of these players need to be looked at. I say it quite openly. Like, some of these players are fucking shit. Absolutely shite. And he's working with shit tools at the minute. Like I can't knock Potter. Like, obviously we've got to get results, yeah, because we're gonna be straight. We're not fucking safe yet. But I can't knock him. I can't sit here and criticise Potter right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because what else can he do other than like work with crap tools? I will always support West Ham, no matter who the manager is. I just wish Sullivan was not our owner. Shout out to Lynn, having her say. Can't wait for Tim Stein to get a new job and his fans will come out the woodwork. That'll be the next one, right? That will be the next one. Trust me. Where old Timmy gets a new fucking career. Give Moyes 6 months. He's a fixer. Then he will run that Everton team into the ground like he did here. Yeah, I know, mate. But I couldn't care less about Everton, though, mate. Everton fans are the most blessed fan base going. I'm going to be honest. They are. I'll be open. They are the most luckiest fan base going because they get points deducted in a season when they're like the teams were shite, right? All the teams were shite and they just about got away with it. This season, they get rid of Dyche, they bring Moyes in. Yet again, there's 3 worse teams than them. They managed to kick into gear and escape danger. What's more embarrassing than anything is that when people used to say about Moyes and everything, he's actually doing better than what we're doing right now, which is quite embarrassing, but you know, it's what it is. Shout out to Bill. I've decided I'm not renewing. Other than meeting up with my mates, the bowl is wank. Most games and always surrounded by a consistent moaning and travellers. As a season ticket from Hampshire, it's just not worth it anymore. So I don't blame you, mate. If you're travelling from Hampshire, like that's 2-hour journey straight away before you've even started. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't blame you at all, mate. Obviously, I don't like to hear it, but yeah, it's just a shame, mate. And let's be real. The atmosphere is down to one thing: us fans being priced out and so-called tourists filling the stadium. I'm surrounded every week by half and half scarves, and they only want to take photos. Do you know what? Someone said to me before that, and there's a geezer who I know who's an Arsenal fan, Jez. Anyone who watches League Gunner, he's usually hanging about with League Gunner, Jez, right? And he's on Early Doors Football. He was on there last night, and we always have a good sort of backwards and forwards, me and Jez, yeah. And he was saying that you can't even like stand up and cheer and all that and get a bit verbal because people tell you to sit down and shut your fucking mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can't even say anything now. It's like a library, basically. So you know, it is a shame, mate. Honestly, it is heartbreaking. It really is. Got to be patient with what Potter's got to work with, including Sullivan. I agree with you on that. I really do. I think I can't get on Potter's back, mate. I can't because, as I say, when he's working with shit, this is what we've got to put up with. Best he sells out and fucks off then. I agree on that. Potter didn't want Tim sacked. He wanted Tim and McCoy to work together, but Sully needed a scapegoat. Yeah. It's a positive comment. Love your channel, James. You always speak the truth. Keep it up. Yeah. People keep saying, "Oh, James, you're doing a good job on your channel." Just, I hate praise. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these ones for praise, mate. I let the other people have the praise, and I'll just do my thing with the boys who are involved on E20. And anyone else out there who wants to come on here, by all means, anyone else who wants to come on, I'll sit back and I'll just let you ramble on. Do you know what I'm saying? You just got to get on with it for the future. Mav out, Sue check out, Soler, don't bother. Kudus out, Emerson out. Slackers for over a year now. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Real positive, James. Take it for change. Yeah, I know, mate. James, I'm fed up of hearing about Moyes. It is time to look at the future and not the past. Potter will get it right if backed, but I fear for somewhere down the line that Sullivan will cause problems. You know what, mate? That's my biggest fear. If you want me to be truthfully honest, and I will be, my biggest fear is that Sullivan will come in and just spoil the party. You know what I mean? I think with me, when it comes to Moyes, yeah, and I was like, listen, I used to back Moyes up quite a lot, but I think I was just scared. If you want me to be, I'll be truthful. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I was literally scared of change because when you've had it to a level, to a standard, yeah, sometimes change ain't a good thing. Obviously, we found out the hard way with Lopetegui. when he come in, it just become a fucking nightmare from minute one. And, you know, when it's like that, it's a problem. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I was a bit scared of it. Am I scared of it now? Not really. I would probably say that I think Potter's the right geezer to build West Ham up again, but he's going to need help, and he can't perform miracles, this geezer, and that's where the problem is. At the end of the day, that's where the problems are. What we got? Keep up the good work. I enjoy the channel. Shout out to Gio. Do you know what I mean? Go and subscribe to Hammer's Chat. Do you know what I mean? One of the greatest West Ham channels alive on the internet. There you go. Have that. I don't mind promoting you, Gio. It's fine, mate. He only leave when he gets his grubby little mitts on the stadium. He will get it eventually. It's a waiting game from him. Do you know what? I agree with that comment. That's another good comment. That is what he's waiting for. He's waiting to it. Once he gets his hands on that stadium, he's got the full asset, and he's basically got the owner rights of West Ham and the surrounding area. Then he can sell it, and that's what it's worth. Someone said it's worth, what is it? 2 billion. I think Sean said it the other day or the other week. Now I know Sean's a wind up. I don't want to know Sean. West Ham's currently worth 2.2 billion or 2 billion or something like that. I had to laugh. We don't own a training ground's a piece of shit. We don't even own the ground. Yeah, West Ham United 2 billion. Fucking hell, are you sure? Is what it is. Not us, Mark. X reported it earlier, mate. I'm just discussing it. Fair enough. 2.2 billion. There you go. Yeah. West Ham 2.2 billion. But we've got an owner who's desperate for cash flow because he's got cash flow problems. Make of it what you make of it, people. Make of it what you make of it. So Sully sold up. Who would be the ideal owner? An ex-player consortium, a big corporation, another big sports owner. Whatever Sullivan will go for the highest bidder, he won't give a fuck. I agree with this comment. Yeah, I do. Because I think the next person has to be right. But I don't think we're going to have a choice because it's going to be whoever comes in with the largest amount of dough, that's who it's going to be. Because there's going to come a time where Sullivan will have enough of this. And that day can't come any sooner. But I think it has to be like the fan base. Some of the fans have to be involved in this and know what the fan base are sort of coming back at. Like, and when I say the fan base, I mean people who are sort of match day going, like fans, people who know about the surrounding area. It's got to have a community feel. There's no community feel with West Ham at the minute. Do you know what I mean? People go there. People hate going to watch West Ham at the stadium. Now, that's a problem in itself, right? And that's got to be addressed. Do you know what I mean? Because if you can't stand going to the ground, then we're on a highway to fucking nowhere then, if that's the case. Do you know what I'm saying? Jay, it'll be hand down to his sons. That's the worst, not me. That's the one I fear, mate. For me to be truthful, I think he's it wouldn't surprise me if he's building Jack up to take it over. Because it's just an asset, and it's a massive asset at that. I reckon Red Bull or Arabs will want a piece of the Prem. Just remember one thing though. It's 20. There's 20 teams in the Premier League, so there's 20 owners in the Premier League. You'd be lucky to be like an owner of a Premier League club, especially being West Ham also. Let's get to this final comment from here. I just Football TV. According to the LLDC financial reports from May 2024, it was valued at 910,000. So down from previous 1.5 million to multi-store car park is worth 6.9 mil. Fucking hell. Ridiculous, isn't it? But then we need Sullivan to sort out season tickets. Do you know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. I'm going to make a move there, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone over the hour mark. I'm going to allow everyone else to go and crack on and do their stuff. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV and hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. Really helps me out on this channel. Put your comments in comment section. Anything you want to add on to this video today, by all means, chuck it in there. Have you say? Let me know what you think. Hearing different opinions on different issues at West Ham is always like key to success because we can see what the problems are and sort them out to a point. And listen, shout out to all the YouTube channels out there. I see Cowboys and Indians. I see Geo. I see a few people. Anyone who wants to come on here, by all means, you're always welcome to come on E20 Zone TV. You might not like moi. Fair enough. You can't please everyone, but you're more than welcome to come on here and have a chat. I will say that. Let's get to this from Colin. Shout out to Colin. What a boy. James, keep up the good work, mate. Great channel. I love you, man. Always honest and true from the heart. Yeah. I do try, mate. I do try. Maybe one day we can all be together and united at last. But until then, we'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, from me to you, take care of yourselves out there. And above all else, and the main important thing, each other. Peace.